All right, this short little video will show you how to create a stem and leaf plot. So the problem is above, we have a survey of 12 gas stations produce the following prices for a gallon of regular gasoline. And we have to make a stem and leaf plot for these gas prices, and the problem tells us to use split stems. So for 2.1 example, we're going to have a stem of 2.1 for the prices between $2.10 and 2.149, and then we're also going to have another separate stem for the prices between 2.15 to 2.199. And when we get started on this, we'll help explain that a little bit more. Okay, the first thing that I did was I rewrote the data and I truncated each number to 2 places after the decimal point. Now this isn't rounding. Truncating means to just drop the third number after the decimal point. So my example here is showing that if I take 2.209 and I truncate it, I'm just ignoring this 9, and so 2.209 becomes 2.20. And then the next one, 2.169, I just ignore this 9, and 2.16 becomes my next number. So truncate means to like chop it off. And where rounding, if I rounded, 2.209 would become 2.21, and 2.169 would become 2.17. So, and we don't have to do this to create a stem and leaf plot. This textbook that we're using and this program, My Stat Lab, that we're using, chooses to create their stem and leaf plot by truncating the numbers that are to the nearest thousandth to the nearest hundredth. So I went ahead and did that for each number, and they're listed over here on the right-hand side. All right, after I truncated each number, the next thing that I did was I put the numbers in order. So I ranked them from the smallest number to the largest number, and this is just a way for me to help organize as I put them into my stem and leaf plot. So I just put them in order from 2 3/100ths to 2.29 2 29/100ths. Okay, after I have put my numbers in order, then it's time to start creating my stem and leaf plot. So this particular problem says that you want your stems to be the following. So my stems are 2.0, and I have 2 of those, 2 1/10, and I have 2 of those, and 2 2/10, and I have 2 of those. So the way that I created my stem and leaf plot is, like, for example, I took this first number, 2 3/100ths, and so on this number, the first 2 digits here, 2.0, that's my stem, and so that's what's going in my stem side. Then my next number here, the 3, that's my number in the hundredth spot, that is going in my leaf. And so then I didn't have any more numbers that were 2.0 something, so then my next number here is 2.10, so my stem here is 2.1, so that's this stem right here, and then 0 is my first leaf right here. And so then my 2.12, my stem is this stem right here, and then 2 is this leaf right here. And then the next number is 2.16, but if you remember in the directions it said we wanted 2 separate stems, so these 3 numbers here, we're using those 3 numbers to get this stem and these 3 leaves. So then here's the 688 is coming from the 688 here. And I continue to do that to create my stem and leaf plot. So I kind of organized it in a table. You wouldn't have to organize it in a table. All right, so if I didn't organize it in a table, this is what I would look like. So I'm going to put my stems here, and I'll just draw a line. And so my stems were, I had 2 2.0s, I had 2 2.1s, and then I had 2 2.2s. And so then my leaves were, I had a 3, and I had nothing in this one. I had a 0 and a 2, and then I had a 6, 8, 8, and then I had a 0, 1, 3, 3, and a 5, 9, and then that's my stem and leaf plot. Okay, now to help me determine the shape of this stem and leaf plot, what I'm going to do, notice that what I've done was I just took my stem and leaf and I just kind of rotated it around. So basically, take your piece of paper that you have this drawn on and just turn your paper sideways, and so that it's facing like this. What this helps me do is this helps me determine the shape of my distribution. So I'm trying to decide if this is skewed left, skewed right, or symmetric. So I'm just going to draw a quick little bell curve. So if I start here and just kind of draw over the top of this, notice how my tail on this curve is stretching to the left. So this distribution is skewed left, and so it's not a symmetric distribution. And you can tell that also. This stem and leaf, which correlates to the number 2.03, is possibly could be an outlier. Now, I don't know if it's an outlier, but it's farther away from the other data than what this data is here. And so it appears, this distribution appears to be skewed left. So I'm going to say it's skewed left is my shape. Now, the other thing that I can do is I can help me find my center of this data. So not only do I have a nice sketch here, but I also have this data in order. So I can help me to find the median of it. And so if I look at the data, I can either find the median from here, or I can go back to my original stem and leaf plot to find it. So I think I'll have you go back to the original stem and leaf plot. It might be a little bit easier to see. Okay, so this was my original stem and leaf plot. And so the numbers are in order. So to find my median, what I can simply do is I can just cross off a high number with a low number. So I can take 2.29, which is this one, and I can cross it off with 2.03, this one. Then I can cross off 2.25 with 2.10. I can cross off 2.23 with 2.12. I can cross off 2.23 with 2.16. I can cross off 2.21 with 2.18. And I am left with these two in the middle. So my two middle ones are 2.18 and 2.20. So to find the middle of these two, or the median, I'm going to add these two together. So I'm going to get 4.38. And then I'm just simply going to take 4.38 and I'm going to divide it by 2 to get my median. So if I divide that by 2, then I have 2.19 is my median of my data. So that's my center of my data.